In a world where time moved too fast and distances grew too wide, two best friends made a promise, a pact, a legacy. Many moons ago, they vowed to hold on to their laughter, their questions, their stories before they slipped away. From that promise, a podcast was born. And now, that journey leads us here, the final episode of Season 1, the end of a chapter, and the beginning of whatever comes next. I read too fast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Funny Pair, where two pairs in a pod may not be in the same orchard, but we are always ripe for a chat. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Brianna.
Stupid.
That was so cinematic. Wow.
So dumb. Oh my god. Is it
So
bad to say that I
practiced? I was literally just going to say, how many times did you practice that? You were so timed with the music and everything.
I may have done that at work a couple of times.
Oh my gosh.
But I still went too fast. There was one part where I was supposed to whatever comes next. And then it was supposed to build up, but I didn't. Whatever.
Dang.
Hey guys.
Hello. Welcome back. How are you doing? It is
I'm good.
And it is she.
Yeah.
Did you get fireworks and confetti and stuff for this episode?
No.
What's going on?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Where is Pouchy when you need him? He's the one with all the confetti.
Pouchy.
Well, hello. Welcome back. And let me just say today is a very special episode because it is the last one of the season. Raise the roof.
Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, that's all the sound effects I have for the day.
Oh man, I can't believe that we've already recorded 20 episodes. Like how? Where did all of this time go? How did we end up here? I don't understand.
I don't know, because I'm thinking one episode a week is 20 weeks.
Yeah, we've been doing
That's
this
a
for
long
half a
time.
year, basically.
Oh my god, I think of that song where it's like, where'd all the time go? You know that song?
I think so.
I don't know. But that's what I think of when I think of 20 episodes in the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what are you talking
insane.
about?
It's insane.
I was looking, I keep a reading journal, right? Of whatever. I log how long I read in a day. It's weird. I don't know. It's part of my thing. Well, the time that I read in January and the time that I read in February are like huge chunks. And then it gets to March and it's like cut in half.
Oh,
I'm like, I think that's when we started the podcast.
Yep. You would be correct.
I was like, look, it and then it drops.
Yep.
So
we have no lives outside of this anymore. So yeah.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I honestly, reflecting on the past 20 episodes, it's been grand. I've loved every minute of it.
Same.
I couldn't ask for anything else. And you know what? If I can't read as much, or if I can't watch movies as much, or whatever, that's fine, because this is so much fun. And this is just such a fun thing to sit down with your bestie every week and just be little shatheeds. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. I love that we get this scheduled time every week to just hang out and talk about
fun.
Whatever we want to talk about and do whatever we want to do.
Yep.
For 3 hours.
So for our season finale, we thought it'd be fun to get a little insight out about things. And no, we don't mean emotionally unraveling on the air. We've already done that 15 episodes ago. And for whatever reason, I feel like we've also done it in a lot of episodes, not just 15 episodes ago.
There's been a lot. It seems like every 2 to 3 There's some big emotional whatever. But yeah, we got real deep in the devil's butthole with that one. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, go find out.
Yes.
Yes. So today we are diving into our own islands of personality. So if y'all don't know what that is, in the movie Inside Out, Riley, who's the main character, her core memories shape different islands of her personality. So, like, she's got Family Island, Honesty Island, Friendship Island.
Goofball Island.
There's one more. Friendship. No, I already said that one. Honesty, friendship, goof. Oh, hockey. Her hockey island.
Hockey.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes.
So, to close out the season, we decided to make our own islands based on who we are, taking into account the idea of the islands from Inside Out.
So buckle up, pairs. Keep your hands and arms inside the magic carpet at all times and hold on to your hats and glasses because this here is the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Yeehaw!
Sorry, I was feeling kind of Disney today when I wrote this. So, Bree, what island are we traveling to first? Where are we going? Where are we headed?
I'm so glad that you asked. Our magical little fairy is taking us all the way, traveling far, far and wide and around and inside out and all of that business. We are traveling to, for whatever reason, there we go.
It's a long flight.
We're still traveling. Well, we got to go all the way up into my brain, and there's so many.
Would you like a complimentary cookie? We have cookies and peanuts and pretzels.
Oh, delicious. You have fudge stripe cookies?
Absolutely not. We just have the regular Biscoff cookies and peanuts and pretzels.
Okay. And we've made it to the...
We're here!
We're here, and we are at Maker's Island. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to share my screen for Madeline so that she can see some things.
Okay.
Don't judge it too hard. It's still in progress. Do you see it?
Wow.
Okay, so welcome to Maker's Island. Maker's Island is the island for all things creativity. So it is a work in progress sketch, but first off, we have, let me zoom in here.
This is great. I wish the pairs could see this right now. Holy crap. Wait, the grass is made of yarn.
The grass is made of yarn. Yes.
Wait, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
So basically, let me just walk you through the vibe of this island, right? So it's called Maker's Island. It's going to be, or it's supposed to be like warm oranges, deep pinks, golden yellows, that kind of thing. I'm kind of imagining it like if you put yourself in this island, it's like a lava lamp vibe, sunset, fog situation, like magical golden hour. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
So the landscape is made out of yarn, obviously. There will be cotton ball clouds in a watercolor sky, paper flowers, scissor birds. You can see a little scissor bird right here.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
Paintbrushes as lamp posts. We have a tree made of pipe cleaners. With a little tree house made of popsicle sticks. We have brick roads. The island flag is made out of fabric swatches. And then there's these little glowing orbs of ideas all over the island. And these little glowing orbs are like my little, I have 1,000 ideas constantly going in my head. And so these are like my ideas just kind of floating around. And whenever I want to make something, I can just kind of pluck it out of my brain and use that magical orb to create something, whatever that may be. We have some little models that are being made. And we have a little construction yard over here where we have a laser cutting bed that's cutting the pieces of the models. And then this is a little construction truck that's going to carry it off to build it. And then back here in the back, we have a little homage to my architectural side of things. And it's been made out of it's kind of like a dollhouse, essentially, but
yes,
for those people who know, a section cut in the architectural world is like you're cutting a building in half and you're looking at the way it's going together and whatever.
Like a slice of cake.
Yes. So this is like a sliced house in half, but it's folded like a dollhouse. So that's my interpretation of a section.
Opens on like a hinge.
Yes. And then each of the rooms is going to be like designed a different way with color swatches, furniture swatches, all this kind of stuff. And then it's also currently in progress. So we've got a construction vehicle and some little like round inside out workers. You know, they're going to have their little construction hats on.
Yes.
And then we also have a little museum here for all of the art that belongs on the refrigerator. So this is where you would go to kind of like, this is your, I don't know.
Art gallery.
Yeah, your little art gallery for all the things that you make and sculptures and all that. So, yeah, that's pretty much my island. That was a long little spiel, but hello, welcome to Makers, and so happy you're here.
Wow. My jaw is on the floor. First of all, y'all can't see this. The base of the island alone has me, like, absolutely gagged. It is a 3D, like, rock formation floating island, and it's, like, this beautiful purple color, and it's, like, the rocks are all shaded, and it looks like it looks like a crystal or something. Like, it's so freaking cool. Oh, my God, I can't show you my island after this.
Well, this is, okay, let me just say, this one is the most developed. The other one is just a sketch, and the other one after that, there is nothing, because I haven't had time to sketch her yet, so.
I haven't even sketched mine out. I have the base of it, and then I have one thing on the island. That's it. One thing. I don't have the rest of it sketched out, nothing. I have one thing on there, and it's sad. I can't even look at it. Wow. This is the most, oh my gosh, I can just see it when it's all completed. It's going to be the most, I want that. Like, I want to buy that off of you as a print, and I want to put it in my house. Even as a sketch, I want it. Like, it's so freaking beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so I knew you'd have some sort of creative, like, crafty island. I was like, okay, there's going to be an art island, obviously. And it is, obviously. And it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
I just want to stare at it. Like, like that tree looks so good. And I love how the branch is coming through the roof. Like, it's through the house.
Yeah, God, so this branch goes through, like, the porch. So this is supposed to be, like, a little porch area that I haven't drawn in yet. And then this goes through the roof. Yeah. Through the roof.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous work.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, so I don't really have like a core memory for this island. I mean, I do, but basically I've just always been creative. I think I've told the story before of even when I was a kid and I wanted to be a veterinarian. Like, I had a tissue box and I would fill it with a bunch of animals that I would draw, and I called it my zoo. So it's like, even though I wanted to be a veterinarian, I was still doing art to go along with it, and I was still being creative and all of that. And it was the same for my phase of wanting to be an oceanographer and my phase of, you know, wanting to be an OBGYN and whatever. Like, everything was always creative. So once I got to college, I made the switch to be a creative and never looked back. But anyway, so my core memory, I guess, is just that creation has always been there. Design has always been there. It's always been in my brain. So it had to be one of the main islands of my brain hole.
Your brain hole personality. Wow.
So
that's beautiful. I
thank you.
Wish the pairs could see it right now because it is beautiful.
Well, if we can finish the dang artwork, we might be able to post said artwork for everybody to see.
Yeah.
It might take a minute, though.
Yeah. I feel like I might be able to get one out in time for when we want to do this, but if we want to actually do all of these and post them at the same time, it might have to be a Christmas present to the pairs. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Like, at the rate that I'm going.
I would say that I like the idea of I mean, there's nothing stopping us from posting updates as we finish the islands or whatever. So
yeah, true.
Just follow along on our stories, and there might be a little bit of artwork on there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And you'll know which one is Bree's and which one is mine. You'll be like,
geez.
wow, whose kid drew that one?
Please, please.
Okay. I almost don't want to show you this one.
No.
I might just show you on my, I might just turn the camera around and show you what I have.
Okay.
So this island is my faith island. It is basically, I guess I'll start with my core memories. So I grew up in a Christian household. I was raised on Bible stories and went to church on Sundays. And when I was 10, I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and I was baptized. So faith has always been a part of my life. Now, this island has definitely grown and shrunk over my life. I haven't always put my faith first, and it just has kind of fluctuated, but it's always a constant, and it'll always be part of me. So that I knew that had to be one of my islands. And this is so ugly. This almost feels like the Lord's going to strike a thunderbolt down and be like, you can't put that out there. This is not representative of me. It's so bad. Oh.
Oh, I love it. It's so just cute.
It's just I did more of a crayon type of look.
Yes, I love it.
For mine. So it's also a rock formation base.
Yes.
With a little green grass top. And then all I have is a little chapel with stained glass windows. She's kind of
pretty.
Fun. I don't know.
That design on the stained glass is gorgeous.
Oh, thanks. Don't look at it too close. It's cute from back here.
No,
just
it's
don't
gorgeous.
Look at it too far. Too hard.
Love it.
So.
And you did a good job with the shading too.
Thank you. I did.
Yeah, the shading looks really good. I love it.
So.
It's so good.
So my Faith Island is gonna have the main, each of my islands have a main landmark, if you will, a main piece. So, or at least one. So this one has a glowing chapel with stained glass. How do I turn my iPad off? I feel like an old person. How do I turn off my stuff? Okay. So the main landmark is a glowing chapel with stained glass windows. There's verses and songs that sparkle in the air. So lines of music and stuff that glitter in the air as you walk around the island. It's mainly a nature, almost looks like a big garden that's in my head. It's lots of flowers, lots of trees, very lush. I'm imagining the lighting as being you know how stained glass windows, specifically in the Sevilla, how they in Sevilla in the, what's it called? Hold on. I went there. It's the Sagrada Familia. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. By Antoni Gaudi. I got you.
Yes. The Sagrada Familia, how if you look at pictures on the inside, the stained glass windows refract on the inside with all these different light, things. So that's what I'm imagining it looks like all around. So everything is glowing and shimmering, and there's different colors that move and reflect off different surfaces and stuff. So that's the vibe. And then there's a waterfall on one side of the island that leads to a river that flows throughout the island. And it's called I called it the Graceful Springs. So
ooh, cute.
The water splashes and bubbles along, very peaceful. And then on the other side of the island, there's a big lighthouse with a light that's going. And basically, it's a beacon as a reminder to hold fast in seasons of uncertainty, and its light never wavers. So it's representative of God's love and all of that. So there's a chapel on one side, big garden with a waterfall in the middle, and then there's a lighthouse on the other side.
Okay.
And there's benches throughout the island where you can sit and just be present, and it's all very calm and peaceful. Yeah. That's kind of what I got for mine.
So cute. I love that. That's
I wish I had more to show for that one, but
no, what you have is amazing. I love it.
Thanks.
Good job. It's so cute.
Now, where I'm struggling is where that waterfall's going to come from.
It is your brain, so it can just come from whatever.
It might just like peek out from behind the chapel and just, there's a waterfall here.
Yeah.
We'd have to think about the logistics of where it's coming from. So, yeah, that's my Faith Island.
I love it. Good job. Good job. Okay, so I only have one more sketch because
trash.
I know.
How could you? Do better.
And it's on a grid sheet. So I don't know how easy it's going to be to see it. But our fairy is taking us again all the way to Dreamscreen Island.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
So Dreamscreen Island. This is the little sketch.
Whoa.
So basically we have...
Hold on. Wait, I'm just seeing things. Wait.
Okay, so the general vibe of this island, it's very like twilight time, you know what I'm saying? Kind of nighttime-esque. Always sparkling. There's lampposts and there's like the movie spotlights and all this kind of stuff. So those are going to be like your beacons of light on the island. So there's going to be fireflies, there's billboards all over, and all of the billboards are going to have like my favorite movie posters or TV show posters and stuff. Oh. And then we're going to have popcorn flower beds. So there's a flower bed that lines the middle right here of my little Hollywood Walk of Fame vibe thing. And it's going to be popcorn inside. So it's like, the vibes. And then there's also a tree over here and a little picnic beneath. But the tree has like memory orbs in it. So kind of like how the Maker Island had idea orbs, this one has memory orbs. So it's like my favorite scenes or my favorite moments of, media and all of that kind of stuff. And then we obviously have the Disney castle in the middle. Of course. Cinderella castle with the fireworks behind her, a little wishing well in front. And then all of the buildings and the shops that line Hollywood's row, like the Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
There's going to be a TV museum that's going to have like the different eras of the TV or whatever.
Oh, cool.
And it'll have like a costume shop. It'll have, a prop shop, whatever. So it's like each building is going to be a different... Cool. Each building is going to be a different thing.
Like aspect of the movie.
Right.
Oh.
Anyway, and then I have like movies and landmarks for reference and all of that. So like the sewer with the red balloon from It, or
no, thank you.
The Route 66 sign, the Hollywood sign, but say Dreamscreen instead of Hollywood.
That's awesome.
Then, like a wagon. Because I am in love with Little House on the Prairie. I don't know if anybody out there knows what that is, but I love Little House on the Prairie. And so the wagon is a very like, mind-popping thing about that show. Yeah, there's a lot that I've written down on here. Oh, and there's a little like the entrance to the island. So the last one was like a DIY sign. This one is like the rope fence with a bouncer.
The velvet.
Yeah, so there's going to be a little bouncer for this island.
I'm imagining
and there's going to be a sign that says no spoilers or something. That's like, that's what the bouncer is protecting you from, is the spoilers,
Oh!
Anyway.
Wow.
And then, core memory, again, I mean, movies, TV shows, entertainment, all of that world is kind of just a part of me. And it's something I've always enjoyed and always will enjoy. And it's kind of just like an escape for however long. And anyways.
Wow. Her mind, y'all. I don't think you'll understand. Listen close. Stop what you're doing. Hands off the wheel. Go park your car. Everybody stop.
Girl, you do too
Sit
much.
Up.
You do
Listen.
too much.
Close your eyes. Focus on my words. Brianna has the most creative mind out of any person I have ever met in my entire life. The way that she thinks of things and executes them, and just like how every little piece comes together. It's like the most beautiful, fascinating thing I've ever seen. Some Disney person needs to hire her to make a freaking Disney park, because if this is her Inside Out Islands, just a quick sketch. Like, are you kidding? Like, somebody give this woman a clipboard and send her to Orlando, because she needs to start making, like, your brain is insane.
Oh,
I'm
so
in awe. Like, this is just, oh my gosh. Mine are not. Wow, I need to step up. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
No. No.
It's beautiful.
No,
okay. Well, my next island. I don't have anything to show for this other than my words. So
I love your words. Hit me.
So my next island, which by the way, my islands are not named real cute either. So my next island is my Family and Friendship Island. Wow.
Oh.
Such a creative name. Because I couldn't do just a friendship or just a family island. Like, I just had to do everybody that I love, everybody on one island. So
I love that.
The vibe of this island is like the perfect fall evening. Okay. So like autumn colors, that like the smell of like pumpkin and vanilla, cinnamon, and like that vibe is in the air. There's like there's like fall leaves falling down, and like a brick cobblestone like road going through the island, leading you through. Okay. So the main landmark,
I'm there. I see it.
Yes. The main landmark is going to be a cozy cottage that grows rooms for everybody that I love, so that there's space for everyone in the house.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
So it's like,
I love that.
So it will like always, there will always be room for people in the cottage. Like, even though the outside it's like in Harry Potter, you know how like the tent where it looks one way on the outside and you go inside and it's like really big. It's kind of like that.
I love that.
So it's like a cozy autumn cottage. Then there's, on one side, there's a big game circle for game nights. There's board games stacked up all over. There's a fire pit. There's a grill. There's food. It's like the hangout spot. There's a big wraparound porch that goes around the cottage for like reading and wine nights and like hanging out on the porch.
I love that.
And then on another side, there's a projector. Like, there's a outdoor movie kind of I'm having a seizure. Sorry. There's like an outdoor seating area for you to watch outdoor movies, and it's a projector screen that shows like memories of hugs and laughter, holidays, late night conversations, and it's just complete with comfy chairs and blankets and pillows, and it's like we cozy up and you can just watch the memories of like your loved ones and like you spending time with all your favorite people.
That's really cute.
And then there are two little sub parts of this island. So the first is the Cat Kingdom.
Oh, I love
It is the perfect kitty cat getaway for Willow and Goose.
Perfect.
Exactly. It's complete with sun patches and laser pointers and cat trees and little napping pods and little areas for them to like snuggle and get and hide away. So it's like the perfect kitty like getaway. And then on the other side, there's the Marriage Harbor. Okay. So this is a little seaside town, like off the side. A little seaside town for me and Tyler. And it's like romantic or whatever.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah. So there's like rolling waves that play our song. There are boats on the water that are named like after our future children. The air is sweet and it smells like honey. And there's flowers everywhere and there are bees and they like, it's like all like super cute and romantic.
Oh my gosh. That's so cute.
So my core memory with this is my relationships have always been really important to me. I value my family and my friends pretty much more than anything else. I don't really have like a core specific memory for this, but I think this island is definitely the largest. Like there's a lot of sectors. Like there's the autumnal section, there's the seaside, like what did I just say? Seaside town, and then there's like the little cat section in the middle.
Oh.
My dream is to like be the family that eventually hosts like all the major holidays. And I love to host for like my friends, and I hope to do like really elaborate themed like get-togethers every month, or like really elaborate, like more than what I do now. I hope to be the house in the future where like my kids will want like their friends to come over all the time and like stay over because this is the cool house. It's like I just want all the people around me, and like I'm happiest with my people and my cats. So this definitely had to be a big island because it's my people.
Oh, I love that. So where's my room? That's what I want to know.
Your room is a very special room in that cabin called the basement.
Okay.
The dungeon.
Okay.
No. You get your pick. Whatever room you want.
Playing. I'm just
whatever
playing.
Room
I'm
you
just
wanna.
playing. I love that. That's so cute. Oh, I can just imagine it.
And there's like glowing lights, and it's like set in like the evening. Like it's that like almost not quite sunset, but like just before, where it's like the sun has gone down and everything's kind of cast in that sort of blue light shadow kind of vibe.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
That's what I got.
I want to go to there. Side note, there is a book called House of Leaves. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
So this book is essentially about, I think it's like this group, these people who move in and they're in this house. It's kind of Lock and Key vibes, if you've ever heard of that show or seen that show.
Yeah.
But it's basically like the inside of the house they discover is much bigger than the outside of the house. And so they like go on these adventures, like this hallway all of a sudden shows up and they go down this hallway and it turns into this big like labyrinth of mazes below the house. And
oh dang.
You know, they have to like they go through the maze and then they end up at a dead end and there's no sense of time and all this kind of stuff. It's really interesting. Whoa. But from what I understand, the book is one of those, and I could be very wrong. Somebody who's read it, let me know, because I haven't technically read it. I've just heard about it. But I think it's one of those that it, like, you read to a certain page and then it tells you to flip to a different one. And you have to read from there. And then you have to flip again and read from there. Then you have to flip again. But it's also like a really interesting dichotomy because you're reading a book about a guy writing a book about his house. So it's like I don't know. It's very interesting. A friend of mine in college, she did her thesis project on it. So that's how I've heard about this book. But anyway, so yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
It's very cool. House of Leaves. Show. Check it out. All right, this magical fairy came down from the world above, and she came down. She's flapping her little wings, tinkle-link-a-link, and she comes and gets you. And you fly all the way.
And she kidnaps you.
Yep, she kidnaps you. She puts you in her little pouch. She takes you down, all the way down to Sideshow Island.
Sideshow.
So I was kind of inspired by Goofball Island on Inside Out. But this is like a different vibe to it. So I'm a very goofy gal. At least I like to say that I'm a goofy gal. That's just something about me. I like being humorous. Sometimes humor is a coping mechanism. That's just how life is, you know? So anyway, so this island I'm imagining is carnival vibes. What's happening?
I also have a humor island and it is also carnival themed.
Okay, well, oh my God, this is exciting. Sorry. You might have to read that one next. I don't know if it's next in your lineup, but you might have to read that one next.
Okay.
So for this island, I wanted it to be a happy medium between like really funny goofball, whatever, hilarious, and almost bordering on spooky, because I also love horror and scary and whatever. Yeah. And Clowns and Carnival can very easily be taken in a very spooky kind of way. Basically, my island is bold, saturated tones like purples, hot pinks, acid green, dark teal, lots of glitter everywhere, glow in the dark accents everywhere. I'm thinking like neon signs and stuff. Also, there's an artist on YouTube. You watched one of his videos when you were with me, but his name is 1000. He did a challenge with some other artists where they redesigned a book cover, and it was like a random thing. They had to pick a random decade, random book genre, and then they had to pick a random book out of that genre and like design it in a different way. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the exact book that he picked, but it was very much spooky carnival vibes, and that was kind of along the lines of where my brain was at when I was making this.
Okay.
Anyway, so the entrance would be like this big giant turnstile with signs that says like only fools allowed or no overthinkers beyond this point or whatever. It's like
cute.
An island to let loose.
Yes.
To enter, you can't enter unless you tell a bad joke or to like a snarky animatronic version of yourself or something.
Yes.
There's a train to travel the island, so it'll like take you around the island using phrases like next stop such and such or whatever.
Yeah.
And then quote bubbles. So again, going off of those like bubble memory orb things floating around. So this is going to be quote bubbles. So funny moments that have happened or funny things that I say or whatever. The buildings, obviously carnival buildings. The big tent is going to be the main landmark. There's places like Thirst Trap Theater.
Ooh!
Passive Aggressive Cocktail Bar. Hall of Cringe, where all of your embarrassing moments play on a loop. Like security footage vibes.
No, thank you. I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
The Laugh Archive. That's What She Said. Puppet tent game thing. The Funhouse of Mirrors, Carousel, whatever. So just a funny vibe place, but also playing on that spooky side of things.
Wow. Okay. That's kind of crazy that, that both our comedy islands are carnival themed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe it's a sign we need to go to a carnival.
That's what I'm saying. So, okay, I guess I'm going back to mine.
Yes.
My comedic island is basically a mix between like a carnival, like it's mainly carnival. Like there's the big tent in the middle with the stripes and everything. Okay, I guess we got the same thing with that one. But that center tent is almost like a comedy club like type of vibe on the inside. So it's got like a stage and there's like an open mic night kind of thing where like somebody's doing stand-up comedy. And it's like all your best, you know how in Inside Out 2, how they have everybody in Imagination Land like writing ideas and then sending it up on the screen? It's kind of like that, but with my jokes. So it's like, okay, what do we think of this? And we have them say it and we're like, oh, that falls flat. Nope, don't say that one. What about this one? Oh, yeah, okay, we gotta go. Okay, let's run that one. You know, let's say like, it's kind of like that vibe. On the inside of the tent, there's a section where there's gonna be like a blooper reel showing like hilarious memories of like me making somebody laugh, but also moments where people make me laugh. And it's just basically the funniest. I'm thinking Suck My Toes is definitely on the big screen in there. Like those moments where it's like, I could watch this video over and over because the sound of laughter is just so contagious. So that's going to be kind of like in a, I'm imagining like a circular room where it's like the screen is rotating like this. And it's just like, it's just all over and you're just like, I can't, this is hilarious. So I was thinking like a fun house kind of thing, you know, with like the mirrors. How like they distort your like what you look like it can make you like really tall or make you look really short, whatever. So it's basically like a mirror maze type of thing of like warped reflections and like just something to make it funny. Just another like funny thing that you could add that's like carnival vibes. I also had floating like speech bubbles.
I love that.
But I was thinking kind of like comic almost. I don't know why. Like I was thinking it's part carnival, part comic type of vibes. I don't know. They're like drifting overhead with like funny phrases or like the names of our podcast episodes or something floating by.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's two, like there's one other little sub part of it where it's the funny pair.
Oh, that's so cute.
So it's a little pear-shaped studio.
Oh my god.
Yup. And it's got like podcast episodes playing, designs plastered on the walls. There's like merch everywhere. It's like basically the funny pair experience.
Crazy. Oh, I love that.
But like, you know, if we had our own pop-up shop, it'd be in this island.
Mm.
I think also in here would be like, I called it like the pun cauldron or something. I'm working with the title, but it's basically like puns and jokes are like bubbling or simmering under the surface of like a large cauldron, just like, and little bubbles of jokes are like waiting to pop. So it's like, okay, like the moment of like comedic timing where you're like, okay, like, I don't know if you do this, but when there's a conversation happening, I'm both present in the conversation, but also thinking, okay, how can I say something funny?
Yeah.
Like, how can I do this?
Same.
And I'm pulling from my, like, my arsenal that I've got. I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me see. And I'm like waiting for the perfect one to just like pop the bubble and just like throw it in there. And it's like, landed it. Nice.
Love it.
So my core memory with this, I like to think I'm a funny person. I don't know. I might not be at all. But I love making people laugh and I love laughing. And it just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Like, you know, that moment where like you say something real, like one little one-liner and everybody laughs and you're like, yes, I feel so good right now. Yes. I've been told by my mother that I'm the wittiest person that she knows, but she's also my mom, so I feel like she has to say that.
Yeah.
But one instance that I can think of that's probably my, like, it's in that walk of fame. That's what the mirror thing should be. It's like a walk of fame of like my best moments. This is definitely in there, according to my mother. I was like 12. This was early. And I told my mom, I said, did you know that if you look in a mirror and you sound out the word, like you mouth out the word gullible really slowly, it'll look like you're saying the word oranges. She was like, really? Really? Hold on. And so then she's tried it later. She said she looked in the mirror and just looked herself in the eyes and mouthed out gullible. Oranges. Gullible. She said it. She said that, she's like, I said it like 4 or 5 times before I went, oh my God, she got me so bad. And she said that she almost peed herself laughing because she was like, she got me so good. Like, not only was I being gullible, but I had to look at myself in the eyes when I realized how stupid I was.
Yeah.
She's like, when it dawned on me, I just looked at how stupid I was in the mirror. So that was like my first taste as a child of like, yes.
Yep.
Yes. Pulling, pranks and being dumb and being funny. So
yeah, I've never really had anybody tell me I'm funny either outside of like my family and you.
I'm sure plenty of people have told you you're funny. There's been a couple of moments where you've made me laugh so hard. I'm thinking specifically of that tomato.
Oh, yeah.
That picture that you pulled up, and it was like, I think you said something with it.
I don't remember what I said. My mom posted that on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I saw it on Facebook, started laughing, and I had to show and tell. And the picture, which I think we actually talked about this as an inside joke back in like episode 1 or 2 or something like that.
Maybe we did.
Y'all are about to get the inside scoop. But essentially it was a tomato that had like 2 conjoined tomatoes and then a little like oval shaped tomato coming off of it. So it kind of looked like a pee-pee. But anyway.
And it was freaking hilarious.
And I like showed it and I started dying laughing and I turned as red as that tomato.
You did.
On that screen.
You really did. Oh my God, it was so funny. This podcast alone, you've had a lot of great moments. Like, I'm thinking of when I told the story about how I pooped the pool as a kid.
Yeah.
And
pool pooper.
You said, I'll put it on your tombstone. Here lies Madeline, pool pooper. I'll bury you with the diaper.
Yep,
That was that. I literally had tears in my eyes. I almost peed myself. Oh my God, it was so funny. And then, of course, a couple weeks ago with Suck My Toes. That sounds so good.
Yeah, I don't know where that one came from. That was definitely one of those little bubbles that just popped.
It's one of those bubbles that popped. And it's like,
time, you know?
Bam.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sometimes you don't think about it and it just happens and it just is the perfect, stick the landing.
All right. Moving right along. The little fairy comes right down from the sky.
Wait, is she British now?
She's a British fairy. Yep. Her British twin.
Her wings are getting tired.
Yeah, well, she is carrying 2 fatzos. So next we're going to... Okay. I'm kidding.
Noted.
So next we're going to Porchlight Island, which is pretty much exactly like your Family and Friends Island.
Oh, but it's
a different
names.
It's a different vibe.
Too good.
So it is a like muted earth tone, soft pinks and blues, glowing amber, white, candlelight, gold situation happening. I'm imagining it to be set up like the property. So the property was a place that my family always went to when we were a kid. And it was like my grandmother, technically my great aunt, but we just called her our aunt, and my great-great-grandmother, they all lived on the same property. And they had like different houses set up on this big property. And it was like they could just walk across the way and say, hey, what's for dinner and whatever, that kind of thing. So I'm imagining it kind of set up like that with like a bonfire in the middle. Because a bonfire is like that thing for my family where we always go outside and we cuddle around the bonfire and make s'mores and whatever the heck. There will be a lighthouse, but the lighthouse is more of like a beacon of, like, for me, home is where the heart is. Yeah. So wherever my family is, that's where I'm at home. So that's kind of how the lighthouse comes into play. And then there will be benches that tell stories when you sit on them. So it's like a family member is telling you a story when you sit on the bench or whatever. It's really cute.
Wow.
And then there's going to be a rainy section, which is a sad section, but a section that I think needs to be talked about on an island for family and whatever. But it's like the spot you go for grief and remembrance of the people that you love a lot that have passed on or something, or even just the people that you haven't been able to see in a long time or whoever. So it's kind of like, it's that place that is always there, whether you have a family island that's all like happy rainbow sunshine all the time or what, but it's still a part of your family kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and then there's going to be a lake, of course, because a lake is just a thing in my family. And then there's going to be some, I'm kind of thinking boardwalk vibes-ish, but it's going to be another thing where there's buildings with different shops. So there's going to be a perfume shop called Sentimental Smells. And it's like the shop where you smell all these things.
What?
And like there's a specific perfume that I smell it every time. And I'm like, that's my Nana. Like that is my Nana's smell. So there's that. And then there's a home cooked meals restaurant that's called Nana's Kitchen. And it's food that comes straight out of your Nana's kitchen. And then there's going to be a s'mores station because, of course, s'mores is the thing. Foodie Village, because whenever my family gets together, it's always like, okay, let's plan breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we're going to all these places, and we're going to pick different vibes for each one, and blah, blah, blah. And then a random thing that I want to include, too, is I'm calling it the guest book. But growing up, my family has always had, specifically my mom's side of the family, but they've always had a guest book in their bathroom. And it was just a little silly thing or whatever, but it was like you would have the guest book and a little pen and you would write, you know, your name, why you're here, and then like the date and what you're using the bathroom for or whatever the case may be. And it's just like a little book that you can either record really grody stories in, or you can be really sweet and sentimental, like, thanks for hosting us for Thanksgiving 2016 or whatever.
Or I just took the biggest poop.
Right. So it just becomes this book that you can look back on and be like, oh, this is my family and this is who all has come and whatever. And it's not just applying to family. It's also friends that come over who can sign the book and whatever. So that is Porchlight Island, where the porch light is always on.
That's beautiful. You actually made me tear up a little bit when you talked about the sentimental one and the Nana's kitchen.
Yeah.
That actually makes me want to cry.
Oh.
I don't know why. I'm hormonal. I don't know why. I just found that so beautiful. Like, oh my God. I'm actually Anyway, I know exactly what you mean. Like when you smell something, it smells exactly like this person or this thing. Like there was something that I smelled. I think I was out in public or something, and it was someone walked by, or it was a certain store. But I was like, oh my gosh, this smells exactly like my Nana. Like this is like the mixture of the lotion that she used. Like she doesn't wear perfume. She's country lady. She, but it smelled exactly like the lotion that she would use mixed with the detergent that her clothes smell like. And like the way her house smells. Like her house is always clean. So it always has that like clean smell. And it was like all of that mixed into one. And I smelled it for a brief second and was like, whoa, I'm suddenly back at my Nana's house right now. And it was like just a second, but it immediately transports you back. So I really love that. That's really special and cute. It's so creative. Like mine are just like, here's the vibe, I guess. And you're like, so here's this beautiful thing that's really, close to my heart. And I'm like, oh.
No, the dang cauldron with the bubbles. Girl. Yeah. And the little islands with your little cat trees with the little sunspots. And then you have your little marriage island with the boats that have all the names and the... Girl. Don't sell yourself short like that.
Where's self-deprecating island? Where's... All right. So.
How many more islands do you have?
I have 2.
Okay.
Well, this one is little, but my last one, which is my favorite, which is why it's last, is a really big one. So
okay.
She's large. So this is my Creative Spark Island. Ooh. This is my creativity island.
I love it.
I'm imagining the main landmark. I don't know why. I'm imagining a big ball of yarn.
Yes.
But like the different threads of yarn like lead to different parts of the island. So like really they're cool. Kind of the wayfinding thing. But it's a big you follow each one and it brings you to the middle, which is a big thing of yarn. I don't know why. I had that in my head.
I love that. Throwback to when I taught you how to knit this past weekend.
I'm getting to that. For real.
Okay.
Honest to goodness. Yes. So I don't really know where things are. For the rest of these islands, I don't really know where things are going to go. I just know that this is going to be in it, you know? So I'm imagining like an extra large studio space with like infinite art supplies and like holographic mood boards that float in the air. So like either color swatches or fonts or inspirational art pieces that I love, or like I'm thinking I have in front of me this giant, I'm going to call it a mood board, but it's like a bunch of art that either I've made or that I've bought or that I've found or that I was given. And it's like all pinned up on this giant cork board. And I'm imagining if this like exploded and it was all like floating in the air. So it's like everywhere you look is inspiration. Okay. There's like a maker's table where there's like a messy work table where you can come and you can craft, and it's like every art supply you could ever need is like right there. This is my favorite part. So there's a river that flows through the island and it's called the Flow River. So when you're in the flow and you're in the zone, right?
Yeah.
It like sparkles and sings. So like whenever I'm in the flow, the river will glow. So it's like, oh, she's in the flow.
And she's a poet and, it's like, she didn't even know it.
She's got period. So that I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm thinking like glitter is covering like every surface. Everything is really sparkly and has that like homemade kind of feel where everything like yours is like glued together and you can like see the glue spots and stuff. So it's not perfect, but it's like everything's kind of glued together in some sort of way. And then on one part of the island, I was thinking about how I collect stickers, but I don't use them. So there's like this sticker mountain that's in the back. That's just like
I love that.
Rolling hills of collected sticker sheets that will never be used. It's like,
gosh,
just throw
hilarious.
it in the sticker pile. And I don't know what's on those stickers, but I'm just thinking I have this huge collection of stickers I just never use. So yeah, my core memory with this one is that I've always been creative ever since I was little. I was always drawing, coloring, getting glue and glitter everywhere. Every year for Christmas, I'd always get some sort of craft, whether it's one of those like those art supply boxes, you know, where you unlatch and you open up and it's got here's some colored pencils, every year. Markers, all the things. So I would get those, or like those Barbie fashion like tracing things where you like put the know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Where it's like, here's your Barbie, and then you like put the little shirt or your skirt or the boots and you like trace it. I loved those. Or the ones where it was like textured. I don't know if you had this one, but it was like magnets, and you would like magnet it to the board, and then you put a piece of paper over it, and you take a crayon sideways.
Yes.
And you rub it like that, and it would. Wow,
Yeah.
that was classic.
Yeah. I had the one too that was like the fabric. It was actual fabric swatches.
Ooh.
And you would have it like you would lift the thing, and it was like the raised doll down, and you'd lay the fabric, and then you could close on top.
It and it
flattens
it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
The best.
Wow. I totally forgot about that. That was actually really cool. Wow. Yes, I loved that, because then you could like layer the fabric to like make a striped shirt, or like her little denim skirt or whatever. Oh my god, that was so good.
I told you, girl. I went through a fashion stage.
I need to go find that. I need to go on the internet and find that, because I need it right now. But yeah, so I always had some sort of crafty thing growing up, and now I have this like wall of craft boxes in my office right now, and it is just like, how many are in here? 16 boxes, all of them full of different art supplies. Like, it's crazy. When I got to college, I thought creating was going to be a hobby for the rest of my life, but then I realized graphic design's a thing, and that I can create as a living, and so that's what I do. I mean, my art supplies collection is still insane, and I still craft, or at least when I can. It's a dream of mine to one day have a craft room.
Yes.
I want one of those big tables in the middle of the room that like you can stand at, but you can also sit, and you can like, there's storage things, and like I want stuff on the walls, and lots of natural light. Yeah. That's a dream of mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to learn. I wrote down a couple of my favorite crafts, and then a couple of things I want to learn how to do. And I guarantee you, Brie already knows how to do every single one of these, because she's the craftiest person I know in more ways than one. So making Disney ears obviously is a big one. I love making Disney ears. Scrapbooking, painting, graphic design, of course. I want to learn how to sew. I have a sewing machine. I bought a sewing machine. I tried it out. I got the thread all clogged in there, and I was like, I give up.
Oh my god, Madeline.
So I watched a YouTube video, and I watched that video like 20 times over at this one section. I couldn't figure it out. So I was like, I need some help with this. But I also want to learn how to knit. And I kind of learned over the weekend, thanks to Brie and her patience.
I thought you absolutely hated knitting.
No, I just hated that my hand couldn't do what I wanted it to do. Yeah. But I kind of got it.
Yeah, you did.
I got really that good. First, what is that first row called? Like the
cast on.
That cast on, yep. And then I got my like first official row. But then when it was time to go back to do the second row, that's when I would screw up, and I was like, you know what? I like what I have. It's just one long little caterpillar. And that's what I knitted.
I love it.
So
I love it. Well, maybe we need to plan a weekend where we sew our Disney ears, because we need to make our Disney ears.
I know.
And so I'm thinking maybe we can like figure out our sketches ASAP. Honey Nut, Cheerio, whatever the heck. Yep. And then we get together, and we'll have our fabrics. Yes. We'll have whatever. Yes. And then We can
we'll just
sew.
craft them and put Disney movies on the TV.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
All day.
Yes,
oh
ma'am.
my God, that sounds like the perfect day.
That sounds like the perfect day, literally.
To just have Disney movies on, burning myself with hot glue.
Yep.
And like, my favorite part of making Mickey ears is at the end where you like put all the little doodads on there. So like, you've got the base and everything, but it's like, okay, now add the trim and add the little things in there. Oh, that's my favorite.
Yeah, it's the best. I love it.
I love it.
You just love it, love it, love it.
What's that from?
Bear in the Big Blue House.
Oh, yes. I feel like I've asked that already on this podcast. Yes. I just love when stories start out that way.
Yep.
Love it, love it, love it.
Do you want me to read my last islands and then you do your final favorite?
Sure.
Okay. The little fairy, she comes down and she takes you away to the next island. These are little sub-islands, little babies. But our first island is called Cozy Reed's Island.
Ooh, and I'm there. I'm set.
So it's going to be like soft lamplight, rain vibes, dusk, like magical wispy vibes, whatever. And I'm thinking there's going to be different reading spots all around the island. So you've got like Fantasy Grove, which is having like glowing mushrooms, swords and stone, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And then you'll have like Romance Row, which is going to be rose bench bushes and then picnic benches. Love notes are fluttering through the air.
Ooh.
Mystery Alley, so it's like foggy, lantern-lit paths, locked boxes that you need to decode, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you have the more like it's called Poetry Pond, but I don't read poetry necessarily. It's more like the words from books that really inspire you in a certain kind of way, or they like move you or whatever. And it's going to be like this pond where the water lilies are inscribed with the different verses that you read or whatever. Ooh. And then frogs that like will quote whatever moments or something. Anyway.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then you'll have some other buildings, which is going to be like a cozy bookshop library with rows and rows of books, whatever. You'll have a TBR museum or something like that. So it's the museum of everything that still needs to be read that has not been read.
Love that.
And then the liquor store.
The liquor store.
Because
I go like this, and then I go like this, and I end up at the liquor store.
So, yeah, because, you always have to have a nice glass of wine when you're reading or whatever.
Yes, girl, yes.
Yes. And then my other island, the fairy comes down, she takes you to the next island. This is called Beans Island.
Oh, sorry. My brain went to like freaking baked beans for a minute, and I went,
yes, we have a Bush's Baked Beans Island. No, so this one is going to be, think Bridgerton vibes. Okay. Ooh. So it's garden core Bridgerton party, a tea party. Okay. People like whispering to each other, There's like sketchy things happening in the shadows or something, like
ooh, scandals.
Whatever. But I'm thinking about it kind of set up like a Clue game.
Ooh.
So it's like there's a board that you're playing on and each of the different rooms or whatever, and then it's like you can make accusations like, oh, I accuse this person of doing this and the whatever. And it's like, that kind of vibe. So some of the different buildings for this Clue house, whatever. I'm thinking a domed glass greenhouse, and then a tea shop, the drama ballroom, Lady Whistledown study, because you have to put Lady Whistledown in there.
Of course.
The dress boutique, of course. The post office.
Oh.
And a lot of things can happen at the post office. The dueling grounds, and then Scuttlebutt, which is like, it's a funny haha from the war times, but they used to call like gathering around the water fountain to spread gossip Scuttlebutt. Anyway, so there's going to be a little water fountain thing vibe. But anyway, so those are my last little sub-islands.
Wow, I love those. Oh my gosh, I would hang out in, what'd you call it? The Book Island?
Mm-hmm, Cozy Reeds.
Cozy Reeds. Oh, I would so be there, dude. I would probably mostly hang out in the fantasy fantasy one, but I want to explore all of them. That just sounds like the perfect oh my god. I'm imagining like the comfiest, like your chair that you have in your living room. That's what I'm imagining all the chairs feel like.
All of them,
and
every
like
single
the
one.
ground feels like that rug you have where it's like so soft and you're like, wow, I just feel so comfy. You just want to like curl up with a book. Ooh, that sounds so good.
Yes.
Wow. Beans Island.
Yeah.
That's a funny one. All right. My last island. She's big. She's girthy. So that's going to be my hobby island.
Yes.
This island is divided into 3 main sectors. Okay. There's like, it's like pieces of a pie. And so there's a bustling town square in the middle where all the sectors meet. Okay. And there's like a fountain in the middle. And the fountain like plays music from my favorite artists, my favorite movies, etc. Okay. Little hint. So I just want to preface, I have way too many not too many hobbies. It's just like I feel like they each needed to be represented, but they seem to fit better just together on one island rather than their own separate islands. I put creativity on its own because that's not only a hobby thing, but it's also a daily part of my life. Like I constantly have that part of my brain on. And so these hobbies are more for like my actions rather than my creative state of mind. So that's kind of why it's separated. So first is the Melody Meadow sector. So there's the Sing Song Grove. And so there's like, it's like a light garden-y area where it's like, you know where you see those orchards where like the trees are perfectly aligned and you like walk between the trees. So it's like each tree plays a different like song and it's just like humming softly. So if like you come up to one and you can like touch the bark of it and like you can hear the leaves are all like the different instruments and it's like a big orchestra of like whatever your favorite song is. Then there's also the Concert Plaza.
Oh, girl. It's crazy.
It's a shimmering stage that celebrates my favorite artists at the moment. So you know how Riley has her in Inside Out, the imaginary boyfriend machine where it's like her imaginary boyfriend comes out and he's like, that's kind of how this stage is, where it's like my favorite artist of the moment is like performing on stage. So like right now it's John Powell orchestrating, like doing the orchestra. And then sometimes Conan Gray comes out and sings, you know what I'm saying? Or so, but I wrote down like Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, Billie Eilish, Sleeping at Last. Like it kind of just depends. Whatever is my favorite song, that's who's performing on the stage.
Okay.
There's also the Eras Garden. I had to do a little Taylor Swift, like her own section. Girl, you already know. So like the Eras Garden is a garden where like each part is a different color that represents each of her albums. So like the different flowers and the birds and butterflies and everything that is in each section of the garden fits with each album. I could do a whole island just off of that, but I won't. Then there's the Echo Chamber, which I'm imagining is kind of like that thing in, I want to say it's in Vegas, the Sphere. That big thing. It's kind of like that, where it's like an immersive dome where you can just like sit and like focus on like whatever type of music you want to listen to. So I'm imagining like if you need to focus and like you want to listen to lo-fi and you could just like see the images of like whatever the vibe of the music is while it's playing in surround sound. So like that kind of vibe. I had this one because music has always been a part of my life, whether that's just listening to music or playing instruments. I just kind of pieced together this in my brain. I've played the piano on and off for the past 20 years of my life, which sounds really weird.
That's crazy.
Because I literally started when I was 5. So I'm like, what do you mean it's been 20 years since okay, that's the first time I've ever said that before. Like, I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't like that. So I don't like that I can say that and it actually makes sense. I also kind of, like, when I was thinking about the echo chamber, I thought of Frisian. y'all don't know what frisson is. It is basically the aesthetic chills that you get. It's like a pleasurable physical sensation described as chills or goosebumps triggered like by stimulating something like music, art, or even like a powerful memory. It can like give you a what is it? What did Google say? A psychophysiological response. So it involves both a psychological and a physical reaction. I get frisson all the time. I don't know about you.
I do with certain things, yeah. Like music is a big one that I'll get that with.
That's the main one. So I mainly get mine listening to music. Specifically, I feel like it's the biggest when I'm listening to instrumental music.
Yeah.
So whether it's mainly during like soundtrack, movie score soundtracks. I love instrumental, like, oh my God. I love movie soundtracks so much. When I was writing my notes, I was finishing this up today at work, and I was like, let me find a song that gives me frisson, that I know gives me frisson, which I have so many. Let me find one, and let me catalog what that feeling, like how it feels when I have frisson. So for me, it's like almost like the chills. And I physically get goosebumps as well. It starts almost in my face. Like it starts right here in my face, goes over my head, and then down my body. But it starts right here in like my third eye.
Right.
But it's the biggest one that gives me chills like that is going to be Test Drive from How to Train Your Dragon. When I got my noise canceling headphones on, I blast that song. When it gets to the part, you know what part I'm talking about if you know. When it gets to that part at the end of the song, I feel like in Stranger Things, whenever you're like Sam's being taken like by Vecna and she's like floating, that's me. That's me.
I think it's Sam. Is that Sam that happens to? Is that her name? Max. That's the
Max. Name. It's a yeah. So I'm imagining the echo chamber will kind of be like the place where you can like really get all the frisson vibes. So it's like surround sound, and you're like, yes, the feel good music vibes. So that's Sector 1. I told you these could each be their own island, but I couldn't pick. Like, I couldn't get rid of one because they were all so big and important to me.
Yeah, of course.
This next one is the Cinema Circle. Okay. This is my like Hollywood movies, like yours was. It's a lot smaller. There's like the cinematic boardwalk where there's like a movie, like the ground is made of a movie reel, like movie,
that's cool.
like stills, and like in Mary Poppins, you can jump into your favorite movie. So like how that scene in Mary Poppins where you've got the chalk drawings on the ground, it's kind of the same thing, but with movie stills, like your favorite scenes. So you can like jump into each movie.
That's freaking cool. Yeah.
So, and there's like movie posters and golden spotlights like shining up from the ground to like light the way. I'm imagining this island's at night all the time. Like it's always night, and there's always like the what is you know that spotlight that shines up in the sky and it's like waving. You know what I'm talking about? I'm doing this with my hands, but it's of course there's a movie theater to watch all your favorite movies and shows.
Of course.
There's like a marquee walk which has like all your favorite, like all the movie titles and TV shows and things. I wrote out a bunch, but I won't need to get into that because there's just this island's ginormous. But Lord knows I love my movies and my shows. Entertainment is a huge part of my life. It's where I get a lot of my inspiration. So like we were saying, like, let's have a Disney movie on while we're making our Disney ears because that's where I get my inspiration. I just love that feeling of seeing the credits after watching a movie that you felt like changed your life. Like you just sit there and you're letting everything sink in and you're like, you kind of look at the world a different way for a little while. I also love when movies make me cry. That's how I know it's a good movie. If I am sobbing at the end of the movie, that's how you know it's good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The last and largest section of this island, you already know.
I already feel like I know. Yeah.
This is going to be the storyscape. Okay. This is the book section of my island.
Girl.
It's my favorite part. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there all night. So the main landmark is going to be a 3-peaked mountain made out of 3 books. So like, you know how when you open a book and you lay it with the spine up and the pages go out? So it's 3 books. There's Akatar, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City. So all of the Sarah J. Maas, they like make this Valaris-shaped mountain in the back.
Okay.
So that's the main part of that. And like you can see the book covers on the mountain. I don't know. It's in here. It looks really cool. There is a huge spiraling infinite library. I'm imagining like the Hogwarts library where there are books like flying.
Yes.
You know? And they're like flying around. That's what I'm imagining is this library. It's got like all my favorite books in it, plus all the books that I've ever read, and they're all in here. But only books that I've read. Okay. There are like secret passageways that go to like a cozy fantasy pub where you can meet all your favorite characters.
Love that.
But it's in like a hidden secret door. There are also like reading nooks everywhere, like tucked in trees and up on tall towers. And they're like armchairs made of clouds. And like you can just float and just vibe in the ambiance that is the island. And then off to the side is this growing, horrific looking TBR jungle. And it's this ever-growing forest of unread books. And I added to my list. And it's just this monster that's like coming for the island. And it's just like slowly overtaking. And we're like, we need a tree trimmer in here. Does anybody have some cutters of some kind? But it's just like, I'm just imagining it being like a wave of just like, hello. So yeah, I've always loved reading. It's been a constant in my life. But recently, I think like core memory wise, when I really got back into reading was not ACOTAR. It was about 1.5 years before that with the Lunar Chronicles series. You know what that is?
I've heard of it.
It's a dystopian fantasy of classic fairy tales in like a dystopian setting. So like Cinderella is a cyborg and she loses her foot at the ball. It's really good. So I read that a few years ago and it was the first time in a while where I felt that I needed to like keep reading. Like I wanted more and I was like, okay, what's the next book? But then of course there was the huge surge after reading ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, and since then I've been on this fantasy romance train and I'm not getting off. I'm like front row seat. I'm like having a good time just on my train. Which speaking of, girl, I'm reading a vampire fantasy.
Yes,
right now.
Yes. Is it so freaking good?
It's not spicy yet. But they're looking at each other.
Oh, they're looking at each other, girl.
She keeps describing him, and I'm sitting here like, yeah.
Well, you'll have to tell me. You'll have to tell me if it's a toe-sucking good series, because, girl.
So far, 10 out of 10. There's a... I'm reading on my lunch break today, and I'm sitting here. One part made me laugh out loud. Like, I literally was like, ha! That's funny. And then I sounded like that too. My boss looked over from his car and just saw me. Whatever. I'm reading and he gets to this one part. Again, they're not even romantic. They still hate each other because enemies to lovers, of course.
Oh, of course.
And I'm reading it and I'm like, oh. I'm like, did anybody just see that? Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. I do that all the time. I'll read it and I'll be like, okay. Hold on. Wait, what'd I just read? Hold on. And then in the meantime, I'm making the faces.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I catch myself doing it and now I laugh because I just think of what you said. Where you're like, normal or nah. Doing the faces.
Yeah.
His smile turned up in the corner. So, anyway, that's my hobby island. She's got 3 big sectors. And
I love it.
I just couldn't. I had to include all those because I just had to.
That's amazing. I love it.
My reading sector is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Can't
No,
tell.
that's amazing. I love that one. Yeah, this was an interesting process because there's obviously still so many facets to somebody's personality that it's hard. You can't make islands for all of them for this,
I know.
one episode, but
it was so hard.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to have family friendship island. Like I knew that was going to be there. I knew my faith island was going to be on there. And I knew my humor one was going to be on there. But for the other two, I was like, there's so many things I could do. All right. What is something you are loving or hating right now?
Because I am such a bad host that I didn't prepare anything. So this is off the cuff. I am loving my best friend, Madeline. She's my favorite person in the world. She's so beautiful. She's so hilariously funny. And I love her so much. Yes.
Wow, that's so nice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
All right, what's your real answer?
I think my real answer is chicken euros. Hell freaking yeah.
You're going to have to explain that one.
Have you ever had a chicken euro?
Is that a piece of a chicken? That sounds like the gizzard or something.
No, so it's a Mediterranean Greek food, and it's a pita bread with tzatziki on it, and then there's onions and tomato, lettuce, with slices of chicken on there. And wrap it all up, and you just pop that sucker. One bite at a time, of course. Don't choke, but it's so good. Or if you're into that kind of thing, I guess. But anyway, it's really good. So I ended up... Have you ever been to Tzatziki's? It's a Mediterranean cafe, whatever.
But I know what you're talking about. It's
yeah,
that blue...
I think they have one near where you are. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I ordered... They have a buy one, get one 50% off. No, buy one, get one free on Uber Eats.
Ooh, a BOGO.
So I
love that.
ordered the buy one, get one free, and they had one at Tzatziki's. So I got their chicken euro because their chicken euro is real good. It's probably not really authentic, but it's good. But anyway, so yeah, I'm loving chicken euros. Had it for lunch today, and I got 2. So I'm going to have one for lunch tomorrow.
Woo! That's always nice. That's always nice.
Yep. So.
Nice. Love that. Well, I came up with my something I'm hating yesterday. Yesterday.
Okay. So you've been stewing on it for a little while.
I have. I really have. Okay. I'm not going to be dramatic and say I almost died, but I felt like I almost died. Okay. I hate driving in the rain. Okay. But not just any rain. So let me just set the scene. Okay. I have to go check on my parents' cats last night. Okay.
Yeah.
So I leave work, drive the 45 minutes to their house, then stay there for a little while, do all the things I need to do. Then I got to drive 45 minutes home. So it's getting evening time. Okay. It's really cloudy. It's already kind of dark-ish. It's kind of that lighting where it's not dark, but it's not super bright, and it's kind of, it can be hard to see. Well, I'm driving and I just see this wall of rain on the interstate, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Okay. It hit like a wall. And of course, I'm right in the turn of like when the interstate kind of curves. So I'm turning, the wall hits, and it's that type of rain where you can't see anything. Like you can't see the car in front of you. You can't see the lines in the road. You can't see the median that you're about to drive into. I immediately slowed down and just went, well, I hope I don't hit anybody because I cannot see. I physically cannot see. So I put my flashes on and I'm like, I can't see a thing. I went from going 70 to like 35. Dang. And I'm like, I can't. It was the hardest rain I think I've probably ever driven in. And it was for like a good 25 minutes of just straight up like, I can't see where I'm going. I think it's straight. Thankfully, everybody else around me has slowed down. I can't see the lines in the road. I hope I'm not driving in the middle. It was scary. But then I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to figure out a way. I'm either going to have to pull over, figure out another way home or something, because I got off the interstate and I turned to go down this road that's like the one way to go to my house. The road is flooded. Flooded.
Oh,
like flash flood, instant, like it was not.
Wow.
I think I looked at it and went, I don't know if I can drive through that. Because some of times I'm like, I'll be fine. It'll be fine. I looked at this and went, oh, I might actually get stuck in that because I don't know how deep that actually goes. I think it was probably at least knee deep, like of water.
Jeez. Yeah.
Like probably if I stood in it, it would be like right below my knee. Yeah. So I just say, you know what? Screw it. I'm going. So I just slowly drive through it and I like feel the water under my car and I'm like, I'm gonna float down the street.
Oh, jeez.
Just like my car just spinning. And I'm just like crying. But no, I drive through it and it was like driving through the ocean. Like I'm like swimming. And finally I get through and I'm like, okay, everything's fine. And of course the water was like disgusting looking because of other cars that drove. It was gross. So I eventually get home. But of course, right as I pull into my neighborhood, it lets up to like a sprinkle. And I'm like, oh,
of course.
Thanks.
Course.
It's not like I drowned back there. A drowned rat. Anyway. So I'm hating... Yeah. The rat. I look like a drowned rat. And it was so... Oh my God. It was really scary. So I hated that.
I'm sorry.
Like I turned off my radio and I was sitting this close to my winch, like to my steering wheel. And I'm like, I started talking to myself. I'm like, oh my God, I hate the rain. Oh my God, can you stop? I'll swear I have 3 minutes till I get home. If you let up for the next 3 minutes, I swear you can come down as hard as you want. You can come as hard as you want, okay? You can come and jizz as hard as you want, but just let me get home so that I can be safe because I was like, I don't know who I was talking to. I was delusional. I was just like, please let me get home. I swear, please.
Wow.
So I hated that. But another thing that I'm loving, this is a new one from today. So I don't know if you listened to Brittany Broski's newest episode, but it's her 100th episode.
What?
And she's like, 100 episode! Like, she's like screaming, of course. Love it. So I listened to it and it just really brought me so much energy after listening to it. Like, I just felt really happy. But she listed 100 things that she loves and wants to see more of. And she's like, things that are just unapologetically like her stuff that she loves. And it's just stuff that she's loving right now. So I was like, do you think she listened to the show and was inspired by us? But like, things I'm loving right now, 100 things. I'm like, credit funny pair, okay? So, but it was really cute. Like, that episode made me laugh out loud. It also made me like respond to her. I'm such a, oh my God, I'm so broski nation. She's like, everybody clap for I'm like, I'm clapping. But one thing the number one thing on her list that she said, or the first thing, she said, chapstick brand chapstick. And I went, yes! Yes! I literally reached in my purse and went, yeah, chapstick brand chapstick. And she's like, and I use the blue brand. And I was like, I use the blue one. It's the best one. She went on a rant for like 2 minutes about why it's the best brand. She's like, when I ask for chapstick, don't hand me no Carmex EOS. I don't want that shit. I want the there's a reason why it is called the chapstick brand of chapstick. Because it's the best one. And I like felt her passion and I matched it. I was like, yeah, it is the best chapstick. But it's things like that just make her happy, and it just made me so happy. So if you want to listen to something to get in a happy mood, or listen to that episode, it's her 100th episode. Cute. It just made me so happy. Like I just like, I'm going to list out 100 things that I'm loving. So
I love it. All right, girl. What's our finale number for this episode? For the finale.
Oh,
of
tangent
the
tally
season.
finale.
Tangent tally finale for the season.
I like that. It is 14.
Oh, wow.
14,
I literally thought the
y'all.
number was going to be 3.
Nope.
What the world did we
I
talk
kept
about?
a good count. I couldn't tell you what we
Goodness.
talked about, but I kept a count.
I couldn't either. It's the tangent tally finale.
I thought you were going to.
Oh.
It's the final countdown. I don't think it fully came through on your end, so all I heard was Speedy!
Yeah, he's talking. Hello. Do you know that girl? The little girl who talks on the cell phone? And she has her cell phone. She's like, no. And she's like just saying random words, but she's talking. Yeah.
Yes, I know what you're talking. She's so funny.
Oh, gosh.
Awesome. And she like does her hand. I don't know. Okay.
At one point, she was like, and you know what she said? I swear that's what she said. She was like, and you know what she said? And her little whatevers.
Her.
She's so cute.
I love that.
Anyway.
That's funny.
Okay. We have been recording for too long. Too long.
What are you talking about? I'm just really tired. I had to get up at 5 a.m. to go to a dentist appointment at 7 a.m.
Ew.
A 7 a.m. dentist appointment. Who does that?
Disgusting.
I got a sealant on my teeth.
Why'd you have to get a sealant?
Because they were like, we don't want it to turn into a cavity, so we're going to put a little thing right there.
Oh, okay.
So it was like the beginning of erosion or whatever the frick of whatever causes a cavity. It was like the very beginning. They caught it in the early stages. The very beginning of it. And so it's like a little cover or like a little liquid cast thing. I don't know. They have to use a blue light to like.
Yeah.
To cure it. But. Yeah.
Interesting. Are your teeth like sore from them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate it so much because I can like feel where she took that sharp thing and like poked my gums. I'm like, why do you need to poke up in there? What are you doing? She's like scraping. I actually really love my dentist. I've been going to her for 20 years.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah, I actually still go to the dentist over there. Like, I don't go to the dentist here because I like my dentist over there.
Oh, dang.
So, anyway.
It's every like year, every 6 months or something.
Yeah, every 6 months. So it's not that bad. And I just make a trip out of it. But,
make a little trip.
Yeah, but my next one.
To the dentist, POV.
But my next one is scheduled for the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
I just thought of a POV like influencer video being like, POV, you come to the dentist with me. And she's like walking in like, hi, for so-and-so. Oh my God, okay. And she's like laying in the chair. Look at this cute little necklace.
I think we should go to the dentist together. I think it'd be fun.
And they're like poking in her mouth. She's like,
yeah. But I was just going to say,
sorry.
Go.
No.
Sorry. I was just going to say my hygienist she left, like the one that I had.
Oh, no.
She left. And so they were like, do you have a certain, request for who you want? And I was like, I mean, I've never had anybody else. So I guess whoever,
Yeah.
She said, we'll give you this lady because she's a really good friend of hers. Like my old hygienist. And they were like, they hang out outside of work all the time. So I think you'll like her. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh. So you know how when they're like doing the like scrapey thing on your teeth or they're brushing your teeth with the little thing? They're like wearing those like goggles that like magnify so they can really see your teeth. Have you ever looked at them in the eye when they're doing that? Because their head's right here. I always look at the ceiling like away from them. But have you ever looked in their eyes?
I have not. I'm imagining you're about to tell me a story of when you did.
Well, not really, but this last time I glanced because I was like, she's really close to me right now. So I just peeked a glance. And it's like the lenses were like already zoomed, but then there were like squares right over her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like pupil.
Oh my gosh.
So I just glanced for a minute. I was like,
yeah.
She's staring.
That's crazy.
Staring at my teeth. And I was like, huh.
Mm-hmm. Wowie.
She's like, crazy weather we're having. And I was like, What do you want me to say? Oh, yes, quiet, yes. Your fingers are in my mouth. Like, you've got 27 instruments. They're all clanking together. She's got the mirror and the pick and the freaking vacuum thing that like gets all your spit. She's like,
I don't like that thing.
You don't?
The vacuum thing?
I kind of like it.
I don't know. I don't like the I don't know how to describe it. It just is funky. Like I
think it's fun.
Like when it like fully suctions all this liquid out of your mouth, it's like that's just weird. I don't know.
It feels weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. I've never been afraid of the dentist. You know, some people
I haven't
are like,
either.
I hate the dentist. I hate it. I'm like, I actually like it. It's kind of nice.
I've always loved the dentist. Honestly. Like, I mean, genuinely loved the dentist. And I've also always loved the doctor's office and things like that. Personally.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
And I like, she'll ask me every time. She's like, what flavor of whatever, like not toothpaste, but it's their like medicated whatever. I get their mint every time. I'm like, I don't want the chocolate. I don't want the orange. No. I don't want the. I'm like, give me the peppermint because I love that fresh feeling. I walk out of the dentist. I'm like,
teeth real big.
I got my little care package with my little toothbrush in it.
Yeah, I wish they still gave us stickers. It's lame.
Mine has a little cookie tray at the end. They put little cookies out, so as you're leaving, you can grab a little cookie.
Oh, I would grab a cookie every time.
They're like good sized cookies too. So they're like nice big cookies. Wow. And I saw one lady as I was leaving one time. She had opened the cookies or like she was laying them out, but she had taken them out of the microwave. So they were like warm cookies. I was like,
oh my gosh, you got a bougie dentist.
It's a bougie dentist. It's a bougie dentist. For real. I don't recommend going at 7 a.m. though. It's not fun.
The cookies aren't warm at that early in the morning.
They didn't have cookies out. That's
lame balls.
I was mad because they don't technically open until 8. And so when I pulled up at 6:45, I was like, this place isn't even open. But I opened the door and she was like, hi, how can I help you? I was like, I am an hour and a half like before y'all open. But I have an appointment with, she's like, okay, I'll let her know you're here. Sorry. We talked about the dentist for 45 minutes. So boring. God.
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all.
I don't know.
Happy season finale.
Happy season finale.
What a way to go out with a bang. Talking about the dentist.
We love the dentist. Yes.
Oh, we talk about random topics here. The old intro used to be your two best friends to cut work. Our old outro, your teeth are all fucked up. That's what it is. It's my teeth. It's all messed up. But our old intro used to be where two best friends discuss totally random topics.
My gosh, you remember that?
Of course I remember it. I did it. I know.
Wow. And now what is it?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Funny Pair, where two pairs in a pod may not be in the same orchard, but we're always ripe for a chat.
See, my part's easy to remember because I just say, and I'm Brianna.
Yeah, I got the hard part.
Yeah.
Opening. I feel like I've been doing a good job. I've had musical intros the last 2 times.
Yeah, you've been doing
accents.
A good job.
I'm trying to make it entertaining.
Yeah.
Some part of this podcast has to be entertaining.
Something.
So might as well at least be the intro. Like if the rest of the episode goes to crap, at least the intro was fun.
Yeah. Well, considering it's our season finale, I'm going to guess that this will probably be a little bit longer of an episode, everybody.
Probably.
Yeah. You're welcome.
It's fine. What can I say except
you're
welcome
for this wonderful podcast here. Hey, it's okay to say
you're
welcome. We're really happy that all our pairs are here. I don't know.
You just tried here with here.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a line. I can't think of one. I was trying to think of a line, something with ear, like a listening ear or something. I don't know. Stupid. I don't write music, obviously.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm no lyricist.
Mm-mm.
Oh, man, y'all.
Anyways, 2 weeks, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Right here. Yep. We'll see you.
If you miss us, you've got 20 episodes to go back and listen to.
Yes.
There's no rule that says you can only listen to an episode once. If there was one that you're like, oh, wait, that was such a good one, go listen to it again.
Yeah.
Enjoy our lovely voices.
Yeah.
While we're gone. Go back to episode 1 and listen to Bree's scratchy voice. She sounded like that. She said... You know what's a good song?
What?
The Am I a Man? Or am I a Muppet? You know that song?
I don't think so.
Okay, we need to watch the Muppet movie. Oh my gosh.
We actually do. I don't know if I've ever watched that all the way through.
Shut up. It's so good. It has Amy Adams and that guy from How I Met Your Mother in it. I can't remember his name. But there's it's basically this guy and he has a younger brother who's a Muppet. But he's a human.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
And they have a whole like existential thing. Like the brother and him sing this duet of Am I a Man or Am I a Muppet? If I'm a man, then that makes me a Muppet of a man. It's so good.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that.
Go home, listen to Man or Muppet. That's a classic song. If you know what I'm talking about, let's close out this episode.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
If we could add tangents after the tangent tally, we'd be at like at least 20 per episode. I feel like.
Yeah, probably more.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes.
All right, y'all. It's the last episode of the season.
The last one of the season.
It's the last Dandelion.
The last one in the season.
Last one of the season. I quote that all the time. The last one. Doesn't anyone love me? Doesn't anyone care for Sid the Sloth? Why? Like I was saying, y'all have had 20 episodes to do this. And if you've been here since episode 1, you already know what I'm about to say. And you better have already done it. That's a threat. But if you're new here,
hey.
Hi, hello, welcome. Go listen to 19 other episodes of more of this.
Yeah.
But also, be sure to follow us on your preferred podcast listening platform, as well as our Instagram at Funny Pair Pod to stay up to date on all of our latest news and releases. Y'all, Brianna's Inside Out Islands are going to be gorgeous. If you want to see them for free on God's green internet, go to our Instagram at
and
Funny Pair Pod.
Too.
Mine will be there.
Girl, hers will be there and they'll be so cute.
Yep.
And gorgeous. And amazing and sparkly and glittery.
So if you want to see Bree's Islands, you better go to our Instagram, y'all. It'll be all that and more. But there's not just islands. There's a bunch of other stuff on there. We post reels. We post Fun Friday posts. We've got pictures. We've got a bunch of stuff coming season 2. So if y'all want to know what's going on, y'all better strap in and go follow us on Funny Pair Pod. Yes. Also, let us know what you think of this episode and the podcast in general by sending us a DM on our Instagram or leaving a comment. Or if you feel so inclined to please rate and review this podcast on whatever you're listening on. Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on YouTube, we're on anywhere you get your podcasts. If you guys rate and review any of your podcasts, it really helps all podcasts grow. We would just really love to hear from you guys. So if y'all want to go do that while we're gone, that would be really nice. Yeah. That'd be really nice of you guys if you go do that. We're not forcing it yet.
Yeah.
But we might force it in the future, but right now it's voluntary.
Right. And just because we're going on a little break doesn't mean we're going to be MIA. Okay.
Oh, no, nay.
No, nay.
There are plans.
Nay, honey boo, nay. There are plans.
I'm nay-naying right now.
She is nay-naying. Now you got to do the Dougie.
Well, it's the whip.
Well,
the
yes.
Whip and nay-nay.
But I was also thinking about the Dougie.
I don't know how to Dougie. I don't know if that's right. I'm moving my legs.
Oh.
You just can't see.
Watch me nay. Okay, watch me whip. Watch me nay. Watch me do it. Watch me. Ooh, watch me. Ooh, watch me. Ooh. Do the stanky leg. Do the stanky leg.
I'm glad you could tell I was doing the stanky leg.
Mm-hmm.
That's the upper body part of the stanky leg.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Anyway, please rate and review the podcast. It'll help us grow. If you wanted more of this.
Yep. All right. Yep. All the links for where to find us are in the description below this episode. We love every one of our pairs, whether you've just found us or if you've been here since the beginning. If you're enjoying what you hear and you just cannot wait for 2 weeks, check out our past episodes and let us know what you think. A big thank you to all of our pairs for joining us in this episode and every single episode. If you've been here, we love you. And for helping our orchard grow. We'll talk to y'all again on Wednesday. And remember,
y'all, say it together. Everybody together.
1,
Should
2,
we sing it?
3. Oh, are we?
I don't know.
Let's just say it. Ready?
Let's just say
everybody together.
1, 2, 3. When you're the best of friends, having so much fun together, you're not even aware. You're such a funny pair. Yay! We did it! If y'all didn't say it at the same time we did, are y'all even real fans?
Yeah.
Come on.
What are you even doing?
You're sitting in your car listening to this right now. Nobody's around. You're doing your dishes.
Mm-hmm.
You can say it. It's okay. It'll feel really good.
It's coming phone.
It'll feel really good to say it.
Yes, it will. It feels good every time we say it.
It does.
Yes. Because we're besties for the resties.
Right. Yep. It's a long time.
Yep. You're stuck with me. Sorry about it.
That reminded me of one of those like super try not to cringe videos of like you're stuck with me. Ooh.
Yep.
You're kind of stuck with me for the rest of your life. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we talked about it last episode, but Puentas.
Yeah. Oh, Puentas. I freaking love that. Oh my god. It's so fun. I don't watch the entire thing most of the time, but I just love the Puentas. That's so good.
That gives me the opposite of frisson. That gives me the ick.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Just that one line is hilarious. The rest of it is like, okay, I can't watch this anymore. But that first line, it's a meme.
That is an adult man who has a corporate job, probably. Or, like, does he have a girlfriend or a wife or something? Does he have kids? And this man's posting these videos on the internet, like, with his fedora and, like, his feet out.
I don't know.
What made you go, you know what? I'm going to make this and post it publicly. And share it so that my Mimi can see this. What?
I wonder if people know. People might not know.
I don't know. I think about that. Whenever I see cringy stuff like that, I'm like, your mom, your dad, your sister, your high school friend, they're all seeing this. And you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. You do you, boo.
To each their own.
If fame is more important than that, then you do what you got to do.
You do
but it
what
couldn't
you do.
Be me.
Anyway, I don't really know what else. We've already talked about so much stuff today.
I know we've talked about all sorts of things, and I can't believe we're going to be taking a break.
I know, I can't either. 2 weeks without
what do you mean we're not
talking.
recording next week?
We're literally not talking for 2 weeks.
We're not. I won't speak to you.
Yeah.
At all.
Nope.
This is a contractual relationship.
Yep.
And now, in fact, we're running overtime. So I'm going to log off and not even think about you.
Okay.
Not speak to you, nothing.
Yeah. It's been good knowing you. It's been great while it lasted, but all good things come to an end.
Can you imagine? We just like cut it. We like do a prank. We're like, and this is the end of Funny Pair. Well, thanks for joining us, you guys. Like the end. Just kidding.
That'd be hilarious. Just kidding.
We told you on episode 1 that we have episode ideas for like 8 years.
Yeah. Which we don't actually have our next episodes planned. We've had our past like 5 or something episodes planned, but we don't have any more planned. So we might be going back to the random episode ideas.
We might be because, we haven't played. We'll have to do that.
Yeah.
We've got a meeting in the schedule.
Yeah. We got a meeting in the schedule. Technically, it's for a week from today.
Oh.
So.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I will see you again on Wednesday. I'll talk to you again on Wednesday.
Yes. Yes, and I will talk to you too.
Probably before that.
Yeah, I'll probably reach out on the 4th, maybe.
Maybe.
Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
I'll probably just send you funny videos on Instagram.
Yeah, that too.
That's my love language. I'm like,
yeah.
I saw this really dumb video of this person and I thought of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Okay, well, bye-bye.
I guess it's that time.
Just bye-bye.
See y'all in another season.
See you in another season.
See y'all in the fall.
Funny Pair. Checking out. Oh my god, we're checking out.
Oh!
Like cute. That's so cute. That's so cute. Like,
oh my god, my buggy's at the counter and I'm checking out.
That's so cute.
Wait.
Funny Pair. Checking
out. That's giving
that
me
gives me
hands.
frisson. Oh, that's so good. Wow. We're so good. All right. Season 2, we're adopting that. Pairs be warned.
Oh my gosh. Bye, y'all.
Bye.